Hey everybody, so this is just a quick video to show you how to keep things from stealing your rat or squirrel traps. I'm having a problem in that if I do catch a squirrel, or maybe it's the squirrels that are doing it, I'm not really sure, but what they're doing is the traps will just disappear, and sometimes I can find them and sometimes I can't, so they drag them off, and then it makes it a pain in the butt to reset them, and it takes a while to find them, and I just don't want to waste the time doing it anymore. So I've come up with this quick and easy idea so that I quit losing my squirrel traps, and I figured I'd share it with you. Okay, so I've got a few rat traps here, and then what I've got are 3 5-foot lengths of fishing line. And I've gone and drilled a hole in the corners of the rat trap on the side where the trap will set. So you pull it over here and set it here. That way the line doesn't get in the way of the bait or the trap when it's working, or the animal when it's trying to get the bait. So I put a hole in each corner back here so that I could line the trap up either way that I want to. And I'm going to take the fishing line and run through the hole and tie a knot in it. And then I'm going to tie it to an object near to where I'm putting the trap. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've tied a knot around the trap, and I have a big problem with squirrels stealing my chicken food and now my chicks out of my chicken run. And see, I got my chickens there, they keep going in there and stealing the food. So I'm gonna put the trap right along the sides. I'm gonna put all the traps right along the sides of their pen, and I'm just gonna tie them to the chain link. If you were going to put the trap somewhere else, like see I got some brush over here, you could tie it around one of the trees. You could even tie the line around a stake or a giant nail and pound it in the ground if there's nothing around you to tie it to. Or nail it to a piece of wood that's too heavy for the rodents to carry. Because I think what is happening for me is that other rodents are coming along. They're either setting off the trap and it's not getting them, and then the other rodents are coming along and dragging off the trap so they can eat the peanut butter off of it. Or there's a rodent actually getting caught in the trap, and then a bigger rodent or a cat or a raven is taking the trap with the rodent in it. And so these traps aren't expensive. They're like $1 a piece, but I really don't feel like hunting them down or buying new ones each time. So we're just going to make sure that they stay put. Okay, so I got my trap down here next to my chicken pen. All I have to do is come out here and put some peanut butter on it and set it. I've got my fishing line here, and I got it running up to my chain link. And so it's tied off there. I don't think anything's going to rip that off. It's 12-pound test, and so that should be enough to keep the trap staying put. So I'm going to put one of those all around the pen, and I just thought it was a pretty simple idea and free. Because all you got to do, well, for me it was free because I got some old fishing line on my pole that needs to be restrung anyway, so I just clipped some off of there. But I figured I'd share that with you so that you could keep your traps put too. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other ideas on how to catch these dang squirrels. Thanks. Bye. So here's what I'm talking about. See, I've got these pieces of plywood set up here, and behind it is where I put one of my squirrel traps. And I tied it right there to this chain link panel that's laying on the ground, because they can't pull that around obviously. Up over the plywood, and then over there is where they dragged the trap. So that's why I need to tie them down, because they just drag them off, and they'll drag them down their burrows, or if a raven gets a hold of them, they'll carry it over the fence, and I can lose them forever. So that's just an example of what I'm dealing with here and why I had to tie them off.